My friend, today we need to talk about something every one of us will face in this life. Toxic people. They come in many forms. Maybe it's the manipulative friend who always plays the victim, the coworker who poisons every room with negativity, or even that family member who wraps control in a disguise of concern. Whatever the shape, they all carry the same effect, draining your spirit, stealing your peace, and slowly convincing you that their chaos is your responsibility. But hear me today. Wise people don't give toxic people that kind of power. They don't argue. They don't beg to be understood, and they sure don't waste energy trying to fix what refuses to be repaired. Instead, they protect their peace like it's treasure, because it is. Toxic people don't walk through the front door screaming, "Hey, I'm here to ruin your life." No, they slide in quietly. They test your patience. They push your boundaries. And before you know it, you're tangled in their drama, trying to make sense of nonsense. That's why wise people set boundaries, strong ones, clear ones. Boundaries that say, this is where I end and where you no longer have access. Not everyone will like those boundaries, and that's okay, because they're not for them. They're for you. Now listen, too many people think setting a boundary is just saying, I won't tolerate this. But a real boundary is more than words. It's a decision backed by action. If you tell someone not to speak to you with disrespect, but still engage when they do, that's not a boundary. That's a request. And toxic people don't honor requests. They exploit them. So you've got to mean what you say. If someone consistently drains your energy, manipulates your emotions, or disrespects your value, and you continue to allow it, then you're teaching them how to treat you. But you also have the power to change that lesson. Boundaries say, you don't get to speak to me that way. Boundaries say, you don't get to unload your chaos in my space. Boundaries say, if your presence costs me my peace, then I will choose distance without guilt. And let me tell you, this isn't about being cold. It's not about being harsh. This is about self-respect. You don't have to light yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. You don't have to carry their emotional baggage just because they refuse to unpack it themselves. You don't need their validation to walk away from disrespect. And yes, it will be uncomfortable at first. You might feel guilty, you might feel mean, but over time that discomfort will fade, and in its place will be something so much greater. Peace, strength, clarity. The reason most people struggle to set boundaries is fear. Fear of conflict, fear of being disliked, fear of looking selfish. But let me ask you, what's the cost of staying silent? What's the cost of letting toxicity run free in your life? It's your peace, it's your focus, it's your joy, and you can't afford to give that away anymore. People who truly care about you will respect your boundaries. People who don't never really respected you in the first place. They just like the access you gave them. Let that truth sink in. Because the moment you stop trying to manage someone else's dysfunction, the moment you choose yourself over their chaos, is the moment your life begins to shift. Not everyone deserves a front row seat in your life. Some people belong in the balcony, some outside the building. You get to decide who stays and who goes. So the next time someone tries to draw you into their storm, I want you to remember this. You are not their emotional outlet. You are not their savior. You are not required to stay in environments that suffocate your spirit. You're here for more. You're built for better. And you are allowed. No, you are empowered to protect your energy. In fact, it's not just allowed, it's necessary. Let the toxic ones call you cold. Let them accuse you of changing, because you are changing. You're growing. You're stepping into your worth. And the people meant to walk with you will rise to meet you there. But the ones who don't, let them go. And when you do, you'll find something extraordinary waiting on the other side. Your peace, your power, your clarity. So draw the line, stand your ground, protect your spirit. You are not here to be consumed by someone else's chaos. You're here to walk in purpose, in strength, and in peace. My friend, walking away from a toxic person is one thing. Staying away, that's where the real battle begins. You see, toxic people don't vanish quietly. When you cut the cord, they come back swinging, not because they miss you, but because they miss the control. They miss the reaction. They miss having access to your peace. And if you're not careful, if you let your guard down, they'll creep back in, with apologies, with promises, with just enough charm to make you second-guess yourself. But hear me loud and clear. Just because someone feels familiar doesn't mean they belong in your future. Time has a way of softening the past. You start to forget the late-night stress, the manipulation, the feeling of walking on eggshells. You start to remember the laughs, the good times, the rare moments of calm. And if you're not grounded, nostalgia will fool you. You'll convince yourself, maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe this time will be different. But it won't. Because here's the truth. Toxic people don't change because you gave them another chance. They change, if ever, because they lose something they care about. So don't fall for the recycled script. Don't entertain the late-night text, the just checking in, or the sudden kindness that comes after weeks of silence. That's not love. That's bait. And you've come too far to take the bait again. Let them call you cold. Let them say you've changed. That's fine, because you have. You're no longer the version of yourself that needed their approval to feel worthy. You've learned to validate yourself. You've learned to walk away and mean it. Now understand, this isn't about being heartless. This is about finally being whole. It's about realizing that you are not obligated to be someone else's emotional punching bag, their fixer, their forever safety net. You are not their savior. You are not their second chance. You are not responsible for their healing. You are responsible for you. Your peace is yours to protect. Your time is yours to choose. Your energy is yours to invest where it grows, not where it gets stolen. And make no mistake, when you walk away from toxic relationships, be they romantic, professional, family, or friendship, there's a power shift. You take back what they were quietly robbing all along, your power. You stop living in reaction mode. You stop explaining yourself to someone who never cared to understand. You stop shrinking to make them comfortable. And in that space, something amazing begins. Your mind gets quieter. Your emotions settle. Your focus sharpens. You start creating, dreaming, living without the constant background noise of dysfunction. This is the life you were always meant to live. One rooted in peace, in clarity, in freedom. But you've got to stay gone. And staying gone means you don't answer when they come knocking. You don't peek back in to see if they've changed. You don't give them the satisfaction of dragging you into one more conversation. You already had the conversation. You already saw the pattern, and you already made your decision. Let that decision stand. Because the moment you re-engage, you don't just reopen the door, you reset the cycle. And this time, they'll tighten the grip. They'll dig in deeper, because now they know what it takes to win you back and what it costs you when they do. So don't go back. Not for comfort, not for closure, not for kindness. Don't go back out of guilt or fear or loneliness. Stay free. And remember, your peace is not negotiable. Your progress is not up for debate. Your growth is not something to be sacrificed for someone else's dysfunction. Smart people know that real love never requires you to abandon yourself. Real connection doesn't feel like chaos. And real peace isn't something you should ever have to fight to keep. So guard your energy like a lion. Protect your spirit like a temple. And never again let someone make you feel like you're too much or not enough for simply setting a boundary. Because you, my friend, are not too much. You're not too cold. You're not too distant. You are finally aligned with your purpose. And when you choose peace over chaos consistently, you don't just heal, you rise, you evolve, you walk taller, and suddenly the things that used to shake you can't even reach you. That's the beauty of letting go. That's the power of staying free. So when the past comes calling, when the guilt starts whispering, when the door you closed starts rattling again, don't open it. Let it knock, let it fade, and keep walking. Because you're not who you used to be. You're stronger now, wiser now, freer now, and your future is far too valuable to gamble with someone who had their chance and chose control over connection. Let peace be your standard. Let clarity be your compass. And let no one ever again convince you to stay in a place where your soul feels suffocated. Because the smartest move you'll ever make is not just walking away from a toxic person. It's refusing to ever let them back in.
If you like our content, please consider subscribing. Click the like button and the bell icon if you want to know when we post a new video. Stay blessed, and thank you for watching.